Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. This is Dr. Rakesh from EC department, Mallareddy Engineering College for Women. So today I am going to talk about the machine learning introduction. So under that we are going to discuss the types of machine learning and algorithms. Some of the examples we are going to discuss today. So basically I am going along with one example. Generally, we are going to take one example as a first year boy. He don't know having any knowledge regarding any objects. So that is the reason we are going to take one consideration. We are going to take in some of the fruits like banana, orange and apple. So after the 1 year we are going to train that 1 year old boy. So for that one, so we are going to train that boy for 10 days. After the 10 days, that boy is going to tell, if you are showing banana, he is telling that it is a apple. After 15 days, after showing banana, he is going to telling that it is a banana. So if you are going to train that boy for 1 month, so finally he is going to tell that banana in the sense banana, apple in the sense apple. Similar way orange, if you are going to show orange, that boy, 1 year old boy is going to tell that it is a orange. So similar way we are going to train the model based on the learnings, supervised learning as well as the unsupervised reinforcement learning. So we are going to done the problems like a classification and regression, clustering type problems we are going to done by using the machine learning models. So basically machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. So this is the basic thing. So if you are going to talk about the machine learning, so machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence which focus mainly on the machine learning from their experience and making predictions based on experience. So I already told one example, 1 year old boy. So whatever it may be the experience for 1 month, he is going to predict the apple, orange as well as the banana. So similar way, after the training, the model is going to predict the outputs. So this is the one of the example. If you go for the traditional programming, so I am going to take one question. We are going to find out the even number as well as the odd number. So this is the traditional programming. We are going to write a programming. So based on the input, suppose if you are given 2, so it is going to predict that it is a even number. So if you come to machine learning, here we are not going to write any program. We are going to give a input data as well as the output data. We are going to train the model based on the input data as well as the output data. So based on the input data, output data, the model is going to predict the output. So this is the major difference between the traditional programming as well as the machine learning. So basically these are the types of the machine learning. First one is the supervised learning and second one is the unsupervised learning. Third one is the reinforcement learning. These two are already implemented. This third reinforcement under the research. So if you are going to talk about the supervised learning, it is going to comes under the label data. So first of all, we are going to know the difference between the labeled data and unlabeled data. So I am going to take in one data set. So I am going to take in one data set.
ये पार्ट डिलीट मार्क करो। नहीं उधर, हाँ उसको हटा दो, क्लोज मत करना।
So this is the data set I am going to taking. So this is the X is the input, Y is the output. Okay. So similar way, so in this data set, this is the Y1, X2 and Y2. Similar way X3 and Y3. So this data we know. So in the sense X is we call it as a input data and Y we call it as a output data. So in this data set we know the input variable as well as the output variable. So this data set we call it as a labeled data set. So if we are going to talk about the unlabeled data set, only we are going to know the input and we are going to predict the output. So that is the difference between the labeled data and as well as the unlabeled data. So these are the some of the algorithms under the supervised as well as the unsupervised and reinforcement machine learning. So under the supervised learning we are going to talk about the linear regression, logistic regression, support vector machine. These all are the algorithms. So if you are going to talk about the unsupervised learning, so k-means clustering, hierarchical clustering as well as the DB scan. So these all are the algorithms under the supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement algorithm. So these in the sense, so this is also going to tell us about the, basically we are going to know that machine learning, under the machine learning we are having the three types. One is the supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement. Supervised is going to deals with the labeled data. Unsupervised learning is going to unsupervised as well as the reinforcement also going to deals with the unlabeled data. So for supervised learning we are going to take a help of the supervision. So for unsupervised as well as the reinforcement there is no need of the supervision. So these are the some problems basically we are going to facing by using the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. We are going to done this type of problems. So if we are going to talk about the supervised learning, the problems are classification as well as the regression. This type of problems we are going to done by using the supervised learning. Similar way clustering and association we are going to done this type of problems by using the unsupervised learning. Similar way if you are going to reward based problems we are going to done by using the reinforcement learning. So I am going to take one example for the supervised learning. So this is this data we know. Here we are having the set of the spoons as well as the knife. So based on this data is already predefined. So based on this data we are going to train the model. So if you are given any new data in that particular data, that trained data, so this model is going to predict that it is a spoon. So this data we call it as a trained data. So this data we call it as a tested data. So this is the difference between the trained data as well as the testing data. So by using the supervised learning we are going to done the problems like a classification as well as the regression. Classification in the sense the model is going to predict that it is a yes or no as well as the true or false. So these things are done by the classification. As well as the, if you are talk about the regression, under the regression the problems like relationship between the two variables like dependent variable as well as the independent variable relations, we are going to done this type of problems by using the supervised learning. So this is comes under the regression. Yes or no, true or false comes under the classification. So I go along with one example. There is a mail. Based on the keywords, the mail is going to classify, maybe it is a spam or it is a not spam. So this is the one of the example of the classification. So this is one of the problem we are going to facing. So based on the keywords, the model is going to predict that it is a spam mail or it is a not spam mail. Similar way regression. So here we are going to feed the temperature as well as the humidity into the model. So if you want to know the yesterday temperature, so by using the regression we are going to know the temperature of the yesterday in the particular 10 AM, 11 AM, 12 AM or 1 p.m. like that. So similar way, if you are going to talk about the unsupervised learning, so clustering as well as the association. So based on the call duration as well as the internet usage, we are going to classify or we are going to cluster the subscribers of the particular company, telecom company or whatever it may be. So based on the total call duration as well as the internet usage, so we are going to cluster the customers. So these type of problems we are going to done by using the clustering. So this is comes under the unsupervised learning. Similar way, so I am going to talk about the association and I am going to stop my session. So association in the sense, suppose two customers went to one supermarket. First customer is going to purchase bread, milk, fruit and wheat. So similar way, second customer is going to purchase bread, milk, rice and butter. So we are going to predict that what are the purchase capacity as well as the purchasing of the customer 3. So first he is purchased a bread. So based on that prediction, we are going to predict that he is going to purchase a milk. So this is done by the supermarkets. So this is one of the example. So this analysis done by the supermarkets and based on the customer requirements, they are going to give a support to the all the customers. So I am going to talk about the one data set. So this is a single variable. So this is a single variable. In the single variable, we are having only two columns. One is dependent variable and another one is independent variable. So first one is dependent variable. So dependent variable I am going to taking as a x-axis and independent variable I am going to take it on a y-axis. So based on the prediction, so we are going to predict that the output variable, that is a dependent variable. Output variable is a dependent variable. If you are going to vary the independent variables, in the sense input variable, the output variable is going to vary. So this is all about the machine learning. Under the machine learning, there are three types. One is supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement as well as the examples. Thank you.